Good evening, madam and my fellow mates. Welcome to our research method group assignment presentation. First, let me introduce myself. I'm Yasuda. As you are aware, our topic for today is about analyzing the relationship between poverty, leadership, socio-economic status, and quality of education at Unitar, Malaysia. We are from Group 4. These are my group mates Darren, Jason, Kalashini, Suresh, myself Yasuda, and Yogeshwari. We will be discussing chapter 1 introduction until chapter 5 conclusion and recommendation. Now, my group mate Kalashini will continue chapter 1, which is introduction.
Thank you very much, Yasoda. Good evening, madam and my fellow mates. I'm here, Kalashni. Today, I would like to present introduction. Education is one of the most important cause of human history. Poverty, political stability, social standing, and school quality are all the issues of the interest in Malaysia. In Malaysia, research have looked at how the factor affect student performance in school and their long-term success. To improve education outcome, between socio-economic position, poverty, leadership, and school quality. The research intend to examine the connection and the possible effect that have on student learning at UNITA. The result of the survey will be used in a study to improve UNITA education. In what follows, the wide range of topic including population trend, economy, education, politics, stability, education domain, and healthcare access. Let's see the background of the study. Previous research has shown the different difficulties encouraged by children from low-income households in Malaysia schools, highlighting the influence of poverty of education. Poor nutrition, substance, housing, and lack of education opportunity are all examples. The first step in overcoming this gaining and understanding of what cause low performing students' academic struggles, those is between socio-economists status and academic achievement according to studies conducted at public university and elementary school in Malaysia. Financially, inclusion and government programs have been shown to help poverty and income inequality. Developing effective solution to improve education quality requirements and appreciate interconnection between economic leadership, the quality of school leadership, and student achievement. Let's see the problem statement. The link between poverty, leadership, socioeconomies, status SES, and the quality of education is ongoing problem in Malaysia. The effect of poverty and schooling in Malaysia have been studied extensively with finding highlighting and challenges low income population experiencing. However, the opposite is true when leadership, when the resources are scarce, support system are weak, so and teachers and students low academic achievement suffers. In addition, studies have looked at the students' socioeconomic backgrounds affect their performance in a variety of settings, including primary and secondary school in Malaysia. Let's see the research objective first to identify the relationship between poverty and the quality of education at UNITA. Second, the investigate the influence of leadership on the quality of education at UNITA. Third, the examine the accessory between socioeconomic status SES and the quality of education at UNITA. Let's see the research question. Is there any relationship between poverty and the quality of education at UNITA? Second, how does relationship influence the quality of education at UNITA? Third, what is the association between SES and the quality of education at UNITA? Signification of the study. This study can help improve the students' education experience and outcomes. Then, by focusing on the impact of leadership and socioeconomic status on the academic success of UNITA students, this research will contribute to their existing body knowledge and offer more regenerative view of their previous topic. Policymaker can improve education and quality of student from low income background at UNITAS. Then, the result of this research can be used to improve education possibility for those students by creating programs tailored to their specific. Okay, let's see the scope of study. The purpose of the research is to how the socioeconomic status SES, leadership, and poverty affect student achievement at UNITA. This research draws on a wide range of sources to complex interplay of economy, social, and cultural factors that contribute to low economic achievement among students from low income. The further of a socioeconomic factor in tracking education gap, OMA and INBA 2020 investigate the possible impact of financial inequality in low and income. Okay, let's see the definition of term. First, poverty. Second, leadership. Third, socioeconomic status SES. Fourth, quality of education. Fifth, UNITA. Summary: the next chapter will connection between Unitar education quality, poverty, leadership, and socio-economy. Thank you from me. Next, my group mate Jason will be continue. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kalashani. Good evening, madam and my fellow mates. My name is Jason. Today I'm going to focus on the chapter 2 of literature review. So let us start off with the introduction. There's three important variables to determine the quality of education in Malaysia, which is the poverty, leadership, and the socio-economic status, also known as SES. So the purpose of this chapter is to lay a foundation for the future research by describing what is now known, where the gaps in our understanding lie. So the next slide will be looking at the review of the literature itself. So on this slide, we'll be talking about poverty. Poverty, leadership, and socioeconomic status are known as the independent variables in these studies. So in the case study of underachieving student, we can know that from our research, Govind, Raju, and Silva Raju and Ali, they found that multiple factors at play with poverty standing out as key independent variable. So in 2007, they stated that income disparity and economic growth are the two factors that contribute to poverty. So, accessing to school and educational outcomes are two areas in which OT can have a negative impact on people's life. This research done by Omar and Inaba in 2020. So the next point will be leadership. So based on study by Talbelo, Basri, Hassan, and Asmira in 2017, they look into how transformational leadership affected student achievement, especially in the areas of primary school in Selangor. So they also discuss about the value of school leadership in closing the socio-economic achievement gap and fostering inclusive classroom cannot be overstated. Also studied by Gomez in 2022, leaders who work to ensure all students have access to the same resources and opportunity can help close the achievement gap that exists between those from different socio-economic backgrounds. Such as positive outcomes such as academic success and growth as person are more likely to occur in school where strong leadership practices are used. So leadership is vital in order to bring positivity in academic success. So leadership, socioeconomic sectors, and academic achievement in elementary school students all have been the subject of research in the study of Ahmad and Sulaiman. So the next point will be the socioeconomic status. So it has been connected to the other educational outcomes such as school success, academic optimism, and educational attainment. Evidence suggests that disadvantaged kids are likely to succeed academically because of the barrier to accessing high quality education and resources. Leadership practices can differ based on the socio-academic situation. However, research shows that instructional solid leadership can have a favorable effect on primary school accomplishment. Moreover, additional factors like poverty, income disparity, and financial inclusion all interact with socioeconomic status to further affect academic achievement. Education gaps have been linked to socioeconomic factors such as poverty and income inequality in the studies also. Educational system can work towards greater fairness and inclusivity by tackling the socio-economic hurdles that limit access to school by offering specialized support and resource to students from underprivileged family. So the study is done by Rosmiza Mio Raza and Azmi, both in 2019 and 2021. So the final point will be the quality of the education itself. So in this study focusing on elementary schools in Sabah, Malaysia, Faisal Muhammad Sultan, GK, and Justin Rum- Rumpert in 2002 look into how institutional leadership practice among principal correlated with the student success. Also, in the 2020 research, there's a connection between school leadership and the student success was conducted via a case study high and low achieving secondary school in Klang Valley, Malaysia. Also, multiple studies have found that student family socioeconomic condition is a major factor whether they succeed in school or not. Student academic outcomes are significantly influenced by socioeconomic factors such as family income, parental education level, and access to resources. School performance and student accomplishment have been shown to be affected by leadership practice within the educational institution as well. The educational opportunity outcomes of a population are profoundly affected by socioeconomic status, leadership practices, and poverty and income disparity. Qualitatively, these studies shed light on how poverty, leadership, and socioeconomic status affect the quality of education, also known as the dependent variable. So, on this slide, we'll be talking about the relationship between poverty and the quality of education. So based on the research, we can come to conclusion that economic hardship on children education is the reason why they score low in tests. So the findings of the study also underline the importance of addressing poverty as a systematic issue if we are to provide all children with opportunity to participate in high quality education. The research also presented to our knowledge of the complex dynamics at play between poverty and education, highlighting the importance of holistic approach to combating the effects of poverty and expanding access to quality education for all. So next will be the relationship between the leadership and quality of the education itself. So based on the research in 2022, they investigate the function of instructional leadership in coaching the achievement gap between students and different socio-economic backgrounds. The result highlighted the need of socially fair instructional leadership to close the opportunity, success gap, and the access into today's school. Key variables in bettering educational outcomes and closing achievement gaps include transformational leadership and instructional leadership practices. Improved educational outcomes are the result of strong leadership that promotes upbeat classroom climate, encourages teachers to work together and reward those who are trying something new in the classroom. So next will be the relationship between the socioeconomic status and the quality of education. So we can conclude that the higher your academic success, higher your socioeconomic will be. So the person who score well, the person should be come from higher socioeconomic class. So this study also helpful because they shed light on the myriad elements that affect educational results by investigating the correlation between socioeconomic position and school quality. So for this part, we'll be talking about the classical theory and the theoretical framework. So this section reviews relevant research to examine the connection between poverty, leadership, socioeconomic position, and school quality. Studies by Faisal Mohammed and Mohammed Sultan in 2022 and Cha Joy Me in 2020 provide insight into the instructional leadership practice and the impact on the student outcomes. These frameworks and the research shed light on the complex relationship between economic disadvantage, leadership, and social class and the educational attainment. So the next one will be looking to the research framework. So this research approach utilizes literature on poverty, leadership, socioeconomic position, educational quality, basically is drawing insight from studies on transformational leadership, primary school effectiveness, instructional leadership practices, and poverty impact on economic expansion and socioeconomic level of polytechnic students in Selangor, Malaysia. So next we'll be looking to the hypothesis of these studies. So there are hypotheses for the studies as follow. There are three hypotheses. Firstly, there is a significant relationship between poverty and the quality of education at Unitar. Secondly, there's a significant relationship between leadership and the quality of education at Unitar. Finally, there's a significant relationship between socioeconomic status and the quality of education at Unitar. So finally, we have arrived into the summary of this chapter. So this research provides a comprehensive literature review on leadership, poverty, and socioeconomic status, aiming to improve educational quality at UNITA in Malaysia. So that's all for my part. Next, I'll pass to Suresh to continue with the chapter 3 of research methodology. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. Good evening, madam and my fellow mates. I'm Suresh and I will continue the chapter 3 research methodology. Research methodology introduction. This chapter presents the research methodology employed to investigate the relationship between poverty, leadership, socio-economic status, and the quality of education at UNITA. The chapter outlined the research design, target population, sample size, data collection procedure, data analysis technique, and questionnaire used in the studies. Research design. This study will use quantitative methodology to explore the connection between economic hardship, political leadership, social class, and UNITA's methodology. Effectiveness in Malaysia. To draw inference and generation regarding the variables under consideration, this study is best suited to quantitative research design. Govinda Raju, ETL AL 2022. Statistical evidence and trends in data, poverty, leadership, socio-economic status, and the quality of education can be uncovered according to the study's quantitative methodology. A quantitative research strategy involves the systematic collection of data from a statistically representative sample of people. The researcher will be able to quantify factors like poverty rates, leadership style, socioeconomic standings, and academic outcome with this methodology. In conclusion, a quantitative research will be used to investigate links between socioeconomic status, leadership, and UNITA's academic output. This plan will make it possible to gather quantitative information that can be analyzed statistically to learn more about the factor of interest. The study quantitative methodology allows for the collection of empirical evidence and the addition to the existing body of work on such topics as low income, leadership, and educational outcomes. Target population. UNITA students come from a wide range of socio-economic backgrounds. The study's target population is UNITA's student body. The data they provide should help researchers better understand the elements affecting education quality within the setting of the university. Sample size and technique. Time and material limitation inform the decision to use a convenience sample for the studies. This study will use a convenience sampling method to recruit participants since it best meets the needs of the researchers. Convenience sampling ensures that researchers may collect data within a reasonable time range by selecting individuals who are easily reachable. Unit of analysis. The purpose of this study is to find out how do poverty, leadership, and socioeconomic status affect educational quality through studying students' viewpoint and experience. Descriptive analysis. Descriptive statistics will be used to summarize and analyze the data. Descriptive analyzing is used in the study to offer a comprehensive picture of the prevalence and characteristic of poverty, leadership, socioeconomic position, and educational attainment in the population under consideration. Scale measurement. Poverty, leadership, socioeconomic position, and educational achievement will all be assessed using validated metrics. To ensure that the analyzed data is authentic and representative of the target population, the study utilized collection procedure. Information was gathered by use of a Google questionnaire survey with questions covering both the variables of interest and general demographic. Students at Unitar were approached with the survey and were asked to fill out voluntarily and truthfully in a short length of time. Researchers have collected a substantial amount of data from the wide range of respondents thanks to the use of a questionnaire survey. Data analysis. Correlation analysis investigates the relationship between variables by analyzing data to show patterns, trends, and statistical significance. The research attempt to give empirical evidence on the influence of poverty, leadership, and socioeconomic status on educational quality. Questionnaire. Existing literature and validated scale will be used to inform the development of questionnaire for the studies. It will include questions about inequality in wealth and education, as well as issue of leadership and social class. To verify readable and understandability, a pilot test will be conducted on the questionnaire. Pilot testing entails giving the questionnaire to a sample of people who are representative of the intended respondents so that you can gauge their reaction and grasp of the material. By going through this procedure, any changes that need to be made to the questionnaire can be made to increase its validity and better capture validity of instrument. The questionnaire will be tested for both content and construct validity to confirm its reliability and validity. Experts in the field of poverty, leadership, socioeconomic status, and education quality will be consulted to determine the veracity of the content. That's all from me. I will pass to Darren to continue with the chapter 4, data.
Thank you to Suresh. Good morning everyone and good morning to Madam. My name is Darren Daniel and I am going to cover on this chapter 4 about data analysis. So for the introduction, the data of the study were analyzed using this software called Statistical IBM SPSS software, and then the completed questionnaire we distributed earlier were collected from the respondent and we converted into a simple and easy to understand information. Frequency statistic. The survey response rate is the number of the responses received from the total number of people who received the survey questionnaire. The questionnaire was distributed to approximately 150 students and only 120 responded for survey rate, written rate of 90%. A total of 120 respondents were received for the analyzed study. So the respondent information will be discussed in this session, in this chapter. We are done with the Google survey questionnaire form and we send the Google form link to roughly about 150 Unitar students. We aim for 30 respondents but end up with 120 respondents. The 120 respondents were randomly selected for further analysis. All the data collected will be analyzed in the following in this chapter. The demographic profiles of the respondents. So according to the frequency distribution analysis, the majority of our respondents are female and the rate of 51.7%, and the male respondents with the rate of 48.3%. And for the age of the respondent, age of 18 to 24 years old, we got 60.9%, 8.8%, and then 25 to 34, we got 20.8%. And age around 35 and 44 years old, we got around 5.0%, and then 45 to 54 years old, the percentage is around 6.7%, and 50 and above years old, we got around 6.7% also. For the educational background of our respondent, 68.3% are bachelor degree holder, and then 21.7% are master degree. For doctorate degree, we have 8%, and lastly, high school and below, our respondent are 4%. And according to the frequency distribution analysis, most of our respondents were undergraduate, accounted for around 69.2%, and the others responded were postgraduate, accounted for 30%. Reliability tests. Items on the questionnaire used to gauge the poverty, leadership, socio-economic status, and the educational quality were subjected to a reliability study to determine how well they track with one another and whether or not they were representative of the population as a whole. Cronbach alpha, which measured the degree of the correlation between scale items, was used to investigate of this reliability. The internal consistency for the mean Cronbach alpha for all variables was 0.944. As a result, we can be confident that each scale element are measuring the intended construction accurately. The octane of the Cronbach alpha value is higher than the usual accepted value of 7, indicating high level of the internal consistency among the questionnaire item used in our research. And Cronbach alpha coefficient reliability study show that the question about poverty, leadership, and social economic status, and also school quality are very consistent and accurate here. Next is the normality test. To check if the variables follow a normal distribution, we use the Kolmogorov, Smith-Knuth, and Shapiro-Wilk test in SPSS to evaluate the data normality. Specifically, we look at how poverty and leaderships and also socio-economic status affected the normality of the dependent variable quality of the schooling. These are the results of the normality test for adult poverty, and these results suggest that the data for the quality of education variable did not follow normal distribution when considering this specific poverty level. For leadership scales, this finding indicate that the data for the quality of education variable did not meet the assumption of the normality for this particular leadership level. And lastly, for social economic status, this result also suggests that the data for the quality of education variable did not follow a normal distribution when examining this specific socio-economic status level. Next is the correlation test. The correlation analysis showed that there were important and meaningful connection between the variable or three independent factors, poverty, leadership, and socio-economic status, have high correlation if coefficient with the dependent variable, the quality of education. This indicating that the existence of significant link. The result of this study collaborate the theory that poverty, leadership, and socio-economic status play a significant role in determining the standard of education. Overall, the correlation study shed light on the interconnection among economic status, level of leadership, class, social class, and academic achievement. The strong positive association imply that addressing the poverty, strengthening the leadership, and elevating the Unitar socio-economic standing can help to bettering the institution education offering. This result highlight that the need to take into account and address this aspect in order to improve the education and increase the student achievement. The overall hypothesis result of this research are elaborated as follows. All three of the hypotheses are accepted. The first one, there is a significant relationship between the poverty and the quality of education at Unitar. Secondly, there is a significant relationship between the leadership and the quality of education at Unitar. And lastly, there is a significant relationship between the socio-economic status and the quality of education at Unitar. The correlation analysis provided a strong evidence in favor of this free theory. A significant positive relationship was found between the poverty and education quality, between the educational leadership and the quality of study, and also between the social economic status and the educational quality. These results show a correlation between the poverty, strong leadership, and socio-economic position with the standard of education provided by Unitar. The result support the assumption and suggesting that poverty, leadership, and socio-economic position all have a bearing on the standard of education received by Unitar students. Improving the quality of education at the institution require addressing this poverty, encouraging a strong leadership, and also taking into account on socio-economic variable as shown by our research. That is all on my part on chapter 4 on data analysis. Next, I will pass to Yugeswari to continue with the chapter 5 conclusion and recommendation.
Thank you, Darren. Greetings, madam and my classmates. I'm Yogisari and I will continue the chapter 5 conclusion and recommendation. Introduction. This section concludes the research and provides important takeaways and suggestions based on the findings. The primary purpose of the research was to look at how several factors such as poverty, leadership, and socio-economic status affect the standard of teaching at UNITA Malaysia. Since these factors are known to have significant impacts on student educational experience and outcomes, the study acknowledged the need of investigating them. Educational quality is directly impacted by the institution's leadership, which shapes the institution's vision, policies, and practices. Lastly, students' socioeconomic status is a reflection of their economic and social background and influences how they are able to participate in the and benefit from the educational system. The purpose of this study was to add to the current body of knowledge on educational equity and improvement initiative by analyzing the connection between these characteristics and the quality of education at UNITA. The results of this research may be used to improve UNITA's educational policies, practices, and interventions, which in turn may benefit students' learning opportunities and outcomes. The next section will analyze each variable and its effect on the researchers, the use of questionnaires, statistical analysis, and correlation analysis, among other data gathering strategies to fill in the gaps in their understanding of the interplay among socioeconomic status, leadership, and school equality. Educational climate at UNITA in the great detail, offering a detailed analysis of the study's finding and consequences. In the final section, we will draw broad conclusions, highlight important discoveries, and explain how everything is together. The recommendation section will next provide concrete plans and solutions for resolving the highlighted issues and elevating the standard of education at UNITA in light of these findings. This chapter concludes the research project by discussing its finding and providing suggestions for further research. For further research. In doing so, it provides a thorough examination of the connection between poverty, leadership, socio-economic status, and the quality of education at UNITA Malaysia and incorporates the study school methodology and major variables. Discussion on the demography profile. In this section, we will go into detail about the study's participants by discussing their demographic in great detail. This background data is essential for explaining the results of the study in the context and validating that they apply to the target demographic. 120 volunteers from UNITA Malaysia were used as a respondents, and data on a variety of demographic variables was gathered to learn more about them. Age, sex, education, and socioeconomic status were all taken into account as a demographic characteristics. Age is a crucial demographic variable because it allows researchers to better understand the range of ages covered by the data. Participant ages range from 18 to 30, representing a broad cross-section of the student body at UNITA. In conclusion, this section has offered a detailed analysis of the demographic of the study subjects. We have learned a lot about the demographic of the sample by controlling for factors like age, gender, education, and socioeconomic status. This helps us draw more accurate conclusions and give more precise suggestions for enhancing the quality of education at UNITA Malaysia, as well as makes the study's findings more interpretable and generalizable. Okay. Discussion on the results of the study, hypothesis 1, hypothesis 2, and hypothesis 3. This section provides a detailed analysis of the study's finding with special attention to the first, second, and third hypothesis. The first hypothesis postulated that low socioeconomic status is correlated with lower educational outcomes at Unitar. The correlation analysis shows that there is a significant positive relationship between poverty and educational attainment. This suggests that poverty has a serious bearing on academic performance at Unitar. The results imply that students from low-income families may confront obstacles that limit their access to a high-quality education. The second hypothesis asserted there is a strong correlation between leadership and Unitas educational standard. The results of the correlations study corroborated this prediction, showing a highly significant positive connection. The result emphasized the need of strong leadership in improving UNITA instructional standards. It argues that the educational atmosphere, teaching practices, and student outcomes benefit when leaders are supportive, involved, and display a clear vision for the institution. Thirdly, we hypothesize that there is a strong correlation between socioeconomic status and UNITA educational quality. This hypothesis was supported by the result of correlation analysis, which show a positive correlation of 762 between socioeconomic status and educational attainment. The result imply that kids from more affluent households have easier access to educational opportunities, resources, and support networks. In conclusion, this study provides strong evidence that poverty, leadership, socioeconomic status, and the quality of education are all interconnected at UNITA. The findings suggest taking proactive steps to improve leadership practices and increase educational equity as well as address issues associated to poverty. By taking these steps, UNITA will be better able to provide its children with a safe and enriching learning environment, increasing their chances for success in school. That's all from me. I will pass to Yasudha to continue with. Thank you.
Thank you, Yogeshwari. I'm Yasuda and will continue with the limitation of the study. First, the relationship between poverty, leadership, socio-economic status, and academic achievement was the primary research question posed in this study. Although this criteria take off light on the quality of education, it is basic to keep in mind that there may be more factors at play. Educational outcomes may also be affected by factors such as instructional strategy, course content, student motivation, and family participation. Future research may want to think about include these criteria to better understand what drive educational quality. Second, research was done in the specific setting of UNITA Malaysia. As a result, it's possible that the results were curved by the specific of this institution. Therefore, care should be used before concluding the result to other academic settings. To increase the external validity of the finding and to ascertain the broader purpose of the result, it is suggested to replicate this study across multiple educational institutions, including those with changing demographic profile and location. In addition, there were a total of 120 participation in the study. While this sample size is acceptable for investigating possible cooperative, a bigger sample size may increase confidence in the result. A larger sample size would give a firmer basic for conclusive finding and both generalization. The study also used self-reported data, which could have been inaccurate. Potential measurement errors could be introduced by participants' own subject assessment of poverty, leadership, socio-economic status, and the level of education. Mixed method approaches such as qualitative interviews or classroom observation could be used in the future study to collect more true and objective data. In conclusion, while this study has contributed significantly to our understanding of the interrelationship among UNITA's poverty, leadership, socio-economic status, and educational outcomes, it is critical that we recognize and solve its limitations. More variable, a larger and more different sample, and a combination of research method are all things to keep in mind for future studies. Future research Future research can expand on the strength of this one by addressing this caution, which will allow us to gain a more in knowledge of the factors that affect educational quality. Next, recommendation. Based on the finding and limitation of the study, the following recommendations are proposed to ensure the quality of education at UNITA Malaysia. Reducing poverty's effect on education. The effect of poverty on students' ability to revise a quality education should be mitigated. Targeted financial aid programs, scholarship, and support system can help by providing these main sources and support to students from low-income backgrounds. These programs can make it possible for all students to have access to high-quality education by removing financial obstacles. Improving the standard of education require investing in the professional growth of school administrators and teachers. Educated administrators, teachers, and faculty can all benefit from investment in professional development opportunities, including workshop, mentoring programs, and conference. In addition, faculty leadership, collaboration, and networking can encourage the spread of information and the adoption of novel approaches, both of which have a beneficial effect on educational outcome. Initiatives should be implemented to reduce the socio-economic divide between students. Policies that encourage diversity, equity, and inclusion in areas such as admission, scholarship, and resource allocation can be developed for this purpose. Students from disadvantaged backgrounds can benefit greatly from internship, job opening, and mentoring programs made possible through partnership with local organizational and businesses. Student Unitar can make the world a better place for all students by guaranteeing that they all have the same access to quality education. Regular monitoring and assessment of the invention in place is meant for measure their effectiveness and locating opportunities for improvement. To evaluate the effectiveness of the proposed measures, UNITA should set a channel for revising feedback from students, teachers, and other interested parties. Using this information, educators can make more informed decisions on how to develop and adjust their methods. Partnership and collaboration. UNITA should seek out partnerships and collaboration with the government agency, NGOs, and industry players. Improvement in education can have a greater impact if more people work together to make it happen. Collaboration on research projects, the exchange of ideas and methods, and the pooling of resources can all help improve education. For educational practice to progress, it is necessary to foster research and innovative within the institution. UNITA should fund and assist to studies that examine new pedagogical methods, techniques, and successful educational practices. Educators may help foster a culture of continuous improvement and excellence by having a place to talk about what they have learned in the classroom and how they are changing things up. UNITA Malaysia may make a great step in improving the quality of education by adopting this suggestion. This step can help establish a welcoming and safe classroom setting where children may develop their full potential, acquire the skill they will need to succeed, and set themselves up for future achievement. Last but not least, conclusion. In conclusion, this research has contributed significantly to our understanding of the interplay of economic disadvantage, leadership, social class, and academic achievement at UNITA Malaysia. The results show that poverty, leadership, and social status all had beneficial connection within educational outcome. This finding highlighted the need of addressing this element to raise education standard and boost student achievement. However, the study's shortcoming must be considered. The study was limited to the chosen factor and was done in the unique setting of UNITA Malaysia. Therefore, its result can only be applied there. To confirm and develop these findings, more study with a bigger and more representative population is needed. Furthermore, this study did not investigate other characteristics that may affect educational outcomes, such as teaching strategy or student participation. This element should be considered in future study to gain a more complete picture of the factor affecting the quality of education. There are several suggestions for future research based on the result and the caution. Recommendation included working to lessen the effect of poverty on educational opportunity, strengthen leadership training and support, leveling the playing field in the terms of income inequality, keeping a close eye on things, always evaluating how things are going, building combination, encouraging experimentation, and tracking progress over time. This suggestion can help UNITA and other schools like it improve the quality of education. They provide and increase a likelihood of their students' academic achievement. Finally, the result of this research show that There is a correlation between social status, leadership, quality, and student achievement at Unitar Malaysia. The results stress the importance of addressing this aspect to ensure learning outcome. The study's caution highlighted the importance of more investigation into the topic. The presented idea are considered initiative that government and educator may take to improve education and build an atmosphere that encourage academic excellence and student achievement. By acting in this way, UNITA and other schools can move closer to their goal of providing students with an excellent education that will help them succeed in their future environment. This is the end of our presentation for today. Thank you for having us today. We hope that you enjoyed our presentation and see you next time. Thank you, madam and my fellow mates.